My beloved child, be cautious during these days, but do not allow a vague warning to make you live in panic or believe that someone is certainly watching your every step in secret. I, Michael, draw near not to plant frightening images of a planned ambush within you, but to teach you how to protect yourself with awareness, wisdom, and peace. There are moments when uneasiness appears to remind you to pay closer attention to your surroundings. But that feeling alone is not sufficient evidence that a conspiracy exists. Therefore, do not immediately interpret every glance as a threat, nor imprison yourself inside your home merely because someone mentioned a particular date or time. Genuine protection does not take away your freedom. It helps you observe clearly, prepare reasonably, and make choices based upon truth rather than upon stories constructed by fear. I know that sometimes you feel as though someone is paying more attention to you than usual. Perhaps a person repeatedly asks about your schedule. An unfamiliar account appears online, or several coincidences cause you to become anxious. When this happens, slow down and distinguish between what you have actually witnessed and what your mind is interpreting. Remember the specific facts. Who said what? Which behavior has repeated? And whether any information was accessed without permission. Do not reach conclusions because of one glance, one missed call, or a passing feeling. Discernment is always grounded in what can be verified. If you notice clear signs, such as being followed repeatedly, receiving direct threats, having an account compromised, or someone intentionally gathering your private information, immediately tell a trustworthy person. Change your passwords. Review your security settings, and seek help from the proper authorities. This is not fear. It is responsibility for your safety. Do not believe that a particular hour is cursed or possesses the power to determine your destiny. Time does not become evil because someone attaches a threat to it. If you plan to go out at a certain hour, evaluate the situation according to reality. Is the place safe? Will you be alone? Is the transportation reliable? What are the weather and traffic conditions? If there is a specific reason for concern, you may change your schedule, go with someone else, or tell a family member where you will be. But do not give power to a number and allow it to keep you awake. Neglect responsibilities, or stop living normally. I want you to understand that awareness is armor. While panic is a cage, armor helps you walk steadily. A cage makes you afraid, even in places where no danger exists. You may have shared too much personal information without realizing it. Perhaps you post your location in real time, describe your daily routine, or allow people who have not earned your trust to know where you live and when you are usually away. If these words remind you of anything, review the way you protect your privacy. Do not publicly share a detailed schedule. Avoid posting your location while you are still there. Check who can view your personal content. And do not provide sensitive information to someone you have only recently met. When a person continually asks questions that are too private, you have the right not to answer. A clear boundary does not make you unfriendly. It shows that you value your safety and do not grant access merely because someone appears interested. Even so, I do not want you to walk through life with eyes that distrust everyone. Not everyone who asks about you has harmful intentions. Not every person traveling along the same route is following you. And not every delay is evidence of a secret plan. When the mind has endured prolonged stress, it often tries to connect unrelated events into a story that appears reasonable. Therefore, if you frequently feel watched, even though you cannot find evidence, or if anxiety makes you afraid to leave your home, prevents sleep, or interferes with ordinary responsibilities, speak with someone trustworthy or seek professional support. You do not need to suffer silently. Asking for help does not mean that you are weak or lacking faith. It means that you place truth and your well-being above the voices that cause confusion. The sword I carry is not meant to attack an invisible enemy whom you have never identified. It represents discernment, helping you separate facts from assumptions, caution from obsession, and calm intuition from the fear of losing control. Genuine intuition usually reminds you to pause, observe, and learn more. It does not make you want to accuse everyone, flee in chaos, or believe that the whole world is against you. If you feel unsafe in a place, leave calmly. Go somewhere populated. Call a family member, or ask for assistance. Do not confront a person you suspect while you are alone. Do not publish accusations without evidence. Your strength does not lie in reacting violently, but in the ability to protect yourself while preserving clarity and dignity. I also want you to look more deeply at what is making your heart uneasy. Perhaps no one is following you, but life feels beyond your control because too many pressures have arrived at once. Work, money, relationships, or insufficient sleep may cause your nervous system to remain constantly alert. Then a small sound can feel like danger, and an ordinary glance may be interpreted as a threat. Return to the foundations. Rest adequately. Eat regularly. Limit frightening content. Move your body gently. And spend time with people who make you feel safe. When your body and mind are cared for, you will find it easier to distinguish genuine danger from anxiety magnified by exhaustion. If an appointment or journey causes concern, you do not need to force yourself to continue merely to prove that you are courageous. Check the location. Tell a family member about your plans. Arrange your own transportation home, and avoid meeting strangers in isolated places. You have the right to cancel when information is unclear or when the other person applies pressure, asks for secrecy, or repeatedly changes their story. But base your decision upon specific behavior, not a prediction attached to a certain day or hour. What is genuine does not need to threaten you with disaster if you fail to obey immediately. Guidance from light always gives you enough calmness to think, verify, and choose the safest course. My beloved child, I am teaching you a more mature way to protect yourself. Do not live carelessly, but do not turn your life into a sealed room either. Lock the door when necessary. Protect your accounts. Remain in contact with loved ones, and pay attention to your surroundings. At the same time, continue working, meeting trustworthy people, walking in the light, and nurturing what gives you joy. The most dangerous enemy may not be an unidentified shadow, but anxiety that persuades you to surrender your life before anything has actually happened. I do not want you to give precious days to an unsupported prediction. You were created to live with clarity, not to continually look over your shoulder in fear of an imagined attack. Therefore, receive this warning in a healthy way. Check your safety, protect your privacy, and pay attention to practical signs. But do not condemn anyone in your thoughts without evidence. If there is a specific danger, Seek help immediately and do not remain alone. If no clear signs exist, allow your mind to rest and stop feeding the frightening story. I remain near as a protector, not to predict disaster at a particular hour, but to remind you that wisdom and peace must always walk together. Move forward with open eyes, a steady heart, and choices grounded in reality. Your safety does not depend upon how intensely you fear, but upon your ability to observe, verify, seek help when needed, and refuse to allow a vague threat to steal your freedom. Clarity and peace, my beloved child. The moment your heart became open enough to receive truth, a season of transformation began to unfold, not because of an accidental moment, but because you reached a place where you could no longer remain within former limitations. Outwardly, nothing may yet appear dramatically different. The room may look the same. The work may still be there, and old questions may return from time to time. Yet deep within you, a door has begun to move. I want you to remain calm before this change. You do not need to run anxiously after a sign, nor fear that 1 second of hesitation will make goodness disappear. What is built through love and maturity is not so fragile that a moment of doubt can destroy it. I only want you to stop allowing fear to convince you that you are unworthy of entering what is new. For a long time, you sent silent prayers upward. There were nights when your lips could form no words, yet your heart still quietly turned toward the light. You carried deep desires that you were afraid to share because you feared ridicule or feared disappointing yourself by hoping too much. You continued living, working, caring for others, and fulfilling responsibilities while preserving one small prayer. Within that one day, everything would become lighter. I saw that perseverance. I know the times you smiled so that no one would worry, the times you swallowed your tears and told yourself to continue for one more day, and the moments when you almost gave up but finally chose to rise. What you endured is not a debt that obligates life to repay you with a reward, but it formed a depth within you that easy roads could never create. You learned compassion without needing to be taught. You understand another person's pain because you walked through days when no one truly understood yours. You learned that strength is not always speaking loudly, winning, or proving yourself right. Sometimes, strength is simply refusing to allow pain to turn you into someone filled with bitterness. The times you chose kindness while hurting, silence instead of words that would wound, and progress instead of revenge quietly prepared you for a new life. I want you to understand that the restoration approaching you does not exist only in a visible object, an amount of money, or unexpected news. The deepest restoration begins when the burden that once ruled you starts losing its authority. You will recognize that you can remember an event without being pulled back into helplessness. You can hear a person's name without your heart immediately becoming chaotic. You can enter a new place without apologizing for your presence. What you lost may not return in the same form, but I can use the empty space to create something more mature, healthier, and better aligned with the person you are becoming. There may be someone in your life who has begun to view past events with greater clarity. They may remember what you did, recognize the value they once overlooked, or understand that your presence was more precious than they realized. Yet do not place your peace in whether they return. If they approach you, listen calmly and observe their actions rather than trusting words alone. A genuinely changed heart accepts responsibility, respects boundaries, and does not demand that you immediately reopen the door. You can receive clarity without returning. You can forgive while protecting your new path. I do not want you to exchange your growth merely because someone finally recognizes what they once ignored. Something unexpected may arrive at your home through a call, an invitation, an opportunity, or assistance offered at the right time. But remember that every gift must be received with discernment. Do not allow excitement to make you agree to something that has not been verified. Do not assume that every offer appearing after a long waiting season automatically belongs to you. What is genuine is not afraid of questions. It does not force you to decide in panic, make you feel that you will lose a blessing if you need time to think, or require you to betray the values built within your heart. You passed through many lessons so that your vision could become clearer. Do not enter the new season with the haste of your former self. There are rooms you have never entered, but your name may have reached them through what you did quietly. Someone may mention your dedication. Work you completed may open another door, or kindness that seemed forgotten may return. You do not need to promote yourself desperately in order to be noticed. Continue doing what is right. Continue learning. Keep your promises, and build faithfully with what is in your hands. When you live consistently, your presence travels farther than your feet. Others will recognize you not only through what you say, but through your peace, responsibility, and the way you treat people when there is no personal benefit to receive. I know that many times you wondered why the door had not opened. You believed you had been ready for a long time, but there were parts within you that still needed healing, so you would not enter something new carrying old fear. If recognition arrived while you remained too dependent upon praise, others could control you. If abundance arrived while you still used money to fill emotional emptiness, you could lose it quickly. If a new relationship arrived before you learned to establish boundaries, you might repeat the same story with a different face. The waiting period was not abandonment. Often, it was the place where I taught you how to preserve what you once knew, only how to request. Now, the voice within you is becoming clearer. You are beginning to recognize what drains you, who genuinely values you, and which direction no longer fits. That clarity is part of the door opening. Do not dismiss it merely because it does not resemble a spectacular miracle. When you stop returning to the place that hurt you, that is liberation. When you refuse an invitation that takes away your peace, that is progress. When you stop chasing recognition and begin fulfilling your responsibilities well, a new order is being formed. My beloved child, imagine a gentle declaration surrounding your life that the former season has completed its purpose. Not every difficulty will disappear immediately, but what once possessed the authority to make you lose direction will no longer control you so easily. You learned how to rise. You learned how to return to calmness. You understand that you can lose an opportunity without losing your worth. Be rejected by someone without being erased from the future, and pass through a dark night without living forever in darkness. This is the foundation upon which something new can be placed into your hands. Do not be afraid if the coming days do not immediately bring a dramatic event. Genuine transformation often begins quietly. It starts with a decision you no longer postpone, a habit put back into order, an honest conversation, or a final boundary being established. Do not merely wait for a door to open while forgetting to prepare yourself to walk through it. Complete what you are doing. Manage what you have well, and care for yourself with respect. Readiness is not standing motionless in expectation. It is living today in a way that agrees with the future for which you have prayed. I am beside you not to promise that everything you desire will appear instantly, but to remind you that you no longer need to live as someone who has been forgotten. Former tears did not define you, but they deepened your heart. Delays did not erase your future, but they gave you time to mature. Closed doors were not always losses, because they prevented you from entering places incapable of preserving what was precious within you. Therefore, take a deep breath and allow hope to return calmly. You do not need to force time, chase glittering promises, or prove your worth to anyone. Continue living uprightly. Preserve a tender heart, and allow wisdom to guide each step. When something good appears, you will recognize it, not merely because it looks brilliant, but because it brings clarity, responsibility, and peace. The new season has begun, not because a declaration was made somewhere far away, but because you are ready to stop living under the authority of what once diminished you. The door is opening first within you, and from that place, a more spacious life is gradually appearing. My beloved child, the person who will walk beside you in love is being prepared to enter a mature, peaceful, and worthy connection that honors the journey you have traveled. Perhaps at this moment, that person does not yet know who you are, has never heard your voice, and cannot name the feeling gradually growing within them. Yet they are beginning to recognize that what once satisfied them no longer possesses enough depth. Superficial relationships no longer make them want to remain, and a longing for sincerity is becoming clearer each day. At times, they suddenly feel restless, as though life is preparing to turn in a new direction. Some mornings they awaken with hope they cannot explain, and some evenings they wonder why their heart expects a meeting they cannot yet imagine. They do not know that within these quiet spaces, they are learning how to open their heart to a love that is not built upon haste, neediness, or the fear of being alone. I want you to understand that the person who is right for you is not only being guided closer, they are also being shaped to love responsibly. The love you deserve is not made only of sweet words that last while emotions are new. It must become a choice, repeated on ordinary days, when nothing feels glamorous, when both people are tired, and when differences require patience. That person is learning not to run from difficult conversations, not to use silence as punishment, and not to turn personal wounds into reasons to hurt another. They are learning that loving someone does not mean controlling them, but creating a safe space where both people can be honest, heard, and able to grow together. Perhaps in recent days, that person has begun praying for someone they have not yet met. They do not know your face, but they may carry a desire that their future companion be protected from unhealthy relationships, choices born from loneliness, and promises that are beautiful only on the surface. They hope that person will be healed, know their worth, and no longer give their heart to those who only receive without giving. That prayer does not create a chain forcing you to belong to them. It simply reveals that they are learning to think beyond their own needs and desire goodness for a future partner before receiving anything in return. This is a sign of maturity, when someone does not merely pray to be loved, but also asks to become a person who knows how to love well. I, Michael, stand between you and the connections that could pull you back into former anxiety. I do not do this by preventing everyone from approaching, because you must still observe, choose, and establish boundaries for yourself. I protect you through the discernment growing within you, helping you stop confusing attention with love, control with care, and promises without action with loyalty. Unhealthy connections may still appear, but they will find it difficult to remain once you no longer open the door merely because you fear loneliness. You once accepted too little because you believed you should be grateful for anyone who stayed. But now I want you to remember that someone's presence has no value if it continually makes you question your worth. Lose your voice and live in a state of wondering whether you are loved. You deserve a wholehearted love. But this does not mean the other person will be perfect or never disappoint you. Unconditional love is not accepting every harmful action, nor does it require you to endure pain in order to prove loyalty. It means two people can distinguish a person from their mistakes, repair what they damage, and remain humble enough to change. The right person will not choose you only on your brightest days. They will also respect you when you are tired, listen when you are confused, and search with you for a way through difficult seasons. Yet you must offer the same in return. You cannot expect to be understood if you refuse to listen. Expect safety while continually reacting from fear, or build a peaceful home while turning every disagreement into a battle over who is right. That person has also passed through losses of their own. Someone they trusted may have betrayed a promise. They may have offered sincerity to a relationship and received deception, coldness, or an unexplained departure. This pain once caused them to close their heart and question everyone's intentions. They may have blamed themselves, wondered why they did not recognize the signs sooner, and questioned whether they still possessed enough courage to love again. But I did not allow that brokenness to become their permanent home. Day by day, they are learning that another person's wrongdoing is not the measure of their worth. They are understanding that someone's inability to value love does not make that love worthless. The pain wounded them, but it also exposed what they needed to see. They began to understand that love should not make someone continually live in confusion, examine every word, or compete to become a priority. They learned that a healthy relationship cannot be built upon repeated apologies without change. They came to understand that loyalty must walk with transparency, care with respect, and promises with action. What they endured did not make the pain good or require them to be grateful for it, but it may have given them greater clarity about what they never want to repeat. Because of this, when they meet you, they may recognize the value of sincerity instead of treating it as something ordinary. You have also been prepared through similar experiences. Being overlooked taught you not to mistake fragments of attention for love. The days when you had to lift yourself taught you that you need a companion, not a rescuer. You do not need someone to complete you, because you are not a missing half wandering in search of the remainder. You need someone mature enough to build beside you, someone with a life, responsibilities, and purpose of their own, yet willing to create a shared path. Healthy love does not cause two people to lose themselves within each other. It helps each person become more honest, kind, and steady. When the meeting happens, it may not come in the way you imagined. There may be no great sign, overwhelming feeling, or absolute certainty from the first moment. That person may appear within an ordinary circumstance, through work, a mutual acquaintance, a conversation, or a place where you were not intentionally searching for love. What matters is not the drama of the first meeting, but what gradually reveals itself afterward. Observe whether they keep their word, how they treat people who can offer them nothing, and how they respond when you establish a boundary. Allow time to show you who they are. Do not let loneliness or excitement choose in your place. Genuine love is not afraid to move slowly because it does not need pressure to make someone stay. I want you to keep your heart open and your eyes clear. Do not assign special meaning to every person who enters your life merely because you long to meet the one meant for you. Not everyone who stirs your emotions is right for you. And not every powerful attraction leads toward a peaceful relationship. Some feelings merely awaken old wounds rather than signal new love. Therefore, observe the fruit. Does the connection make you feel respected? Can you speak honestly without fear of punishment? Are both of you capable of taking responsibility and resolving problems together? Does their presence make your life clearer? Or does it leave you continually confused, exhausted, and doubting yourself? My beloved child, do not become so consumed with waiting that you neglect the present. Continue building the life you hope one day to share with someone else. Care for your health. Develop your abilities. Preserve good friendships. And learn how to create peace within your own home. A future partner is not a reward sent to rescue you from an empty life. They are someone who will enter a life you are already actively cultivating and join you in making it deeper and more beautiful. Just as that person is being prepared, you also need to become ready, not only to receive love, but to give it with honesty, patience, and responsibility. I, Michael, will not promise you a specific date or declare that a stranger already loves you before meeting you. What I want to place within your heart is the pure hope that you do not need to accept connections that weaken you merely because you fear no one else will come. You are allowed to wait for what is healthy. You are allowed to leave uncertainty. You are allowed to say no to people who only want to enjoy your kindness but are unwilling to respect your heart. When the right person comes, you will not recognize them only through a mystical feeling, but through peace, consistency, and the way the love helps both of you become more mature. Believe that what was broken has not taken away your opportunity to be loved. The past is not a prophecy for the future. Those who disappointed you do not represent everyone you will meet. Allow your wounds to heal deeply enough that you do not make someone new pay for the mistakes of someone old. And when love knocks, open through wisdom rather than desperation. You deserve to be chosen each day, but you are also learning how to choose someone wisely each day. This is where enduring love begins, not through perfection, but through two sincere people who continually choose to build, protect, and become better in each other's presence.